he had an accident. But glory be to God that he is healthy. God saved him, which we really appreciate. I also want everybody to just thank God on his behalf, because at times little accident can cost a life, talk less of a very fatal one like that. So really give glory to God. Oh, guys, salute you, sir, Mr. Rio. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. All right, good. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can hear you now, sir.
Oh, good. Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Yes. Is there any of the participants we are still waiting for?
No, we are only waiting for you, sir.
Oh. Can
You'll be made a co-host now, so you can share your screen, sir.
Right, good. Is there any issue in sharing the screen? Hello? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Can hear you, sir.
So while waiting, because there is difficulty in sharing this screen.
I just spoke with him. I just answered the call.
All right, no problem.
Yes.
So
Now we are on point,
so
sir.
that we don't keep our audience waiting. While waiting for the host to share, to enable sharing of the screen. I think everyone in this on this forum, it is a very nice opportunity very educative topic, and I'll say subtopic also, so that we rub minds together on issues, paramount issues bothering educational systems in Nigeria, most especially. The title of this presentation is a very well coined, it was very well coined, Deficiency in Nigeria Educational System, the way forward. If we look at the educational system in Nigeria, there are lapses, there are problems, I would say, problems in quotes. And the problems are to be dealt with by various categories or groups of participants in the educational systems. What we are looking at this evening is the authority, the school authority.
Number. Hello, sir. You are now closed.
Now,
you are now closed. Sir.
What is it?
You can also share your slides, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, trying to do that.
So briefly, while you are preparing to share your slides, sir, I would like to introduce our lecturer, the person of Kolawole Adesina. Kolawole has over 24 years working experience in software development, training and implementation, coupled with educational services at all tiers. We worked through the entire software development lifecycle to develop several application software suites for various operations. In the same vein, we developed various educational models and software solutions to drive smooth running of educational systems. With HND, BSc, MSc in computer science, and MBA in information management technology, he is technically sound using Oracle and Microsoft development tools for his developed models and solutions. Pursuing a PhD degree, his research interest is in data mining while focusing on implementing educational systems at high level of operation. Currently, he manages 3 educational systems at various locations. His data analytics skill imbibes data analysis for better performance using inbuilt and self-built tools, Power BI, Oracle BI, Crystal Report, School Manager, etc. For data mining activities towards business intelligence, data analytics and data visualization, school management has been a lot easier with historical data mining and visualization. Interestingly, he's very sound in systems re-engineering and integration with other alien solutions. At the moment, he is the proprietor of a college in Ibadan. So help me welcome Kolawole Adesina as our today's lecturer.
You're welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Highly welcome, sir.
Do we still have our lecturer here? I think yes. Nigeria network, I think.
I think so. Is the screen visible, please? Hello?
We are not seeing your screen, sir. We are just seeing a dark screen.
Dark. Just a few. Okay, let's see.
Or maybe I should try help
Sir,
share from here.
can you cancel your shared screen and retry it again?
Okay. Let me try and redo that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
It's coming up now.
Any luck?
Yeah, still trying to load, but I believe it will come up very soon.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, we have it now, sir.
Love it. Oh,
Yes.
Problems everywhere.
Nice Nigeria, sir.
No, we'll soon get over it.
By the grace of God, sir.
Let's just manage with the environment where we find ourselves, and even with the situations around. By God's grace, we'll get over them. Right. My introduction is not far-fetched from what has been said. Not mincing words. I thank the organizer of this forum for giving me this opportunity to share one or two words relating to this well-grounded educative topics in an educational system. My name remains Kolawole Adesina Daud. All about me. If we look at, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
Yes, you are. If we are looking at any problem or the causes or solutions, we need to get down to the roots of the problems. By this, we are going to look at what education itself is. Several dictionaries, several textbooks, several intellectuals, they've defined education. But today we'll be looking at education as what has been defined this. Education on its own is a borrowed word, which means to educate.
We can't hear you again, sir.
We can't hear you again, sir.
I think we lost the lecturer's network. Hello, I think I will share my own screen while we'll be discussing it.
Okay, that would be better.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Hello. But we are seeing my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not left for the lecturer to now be discussing it. Lecturer. Well,
Hello? Hello?
hello, welcome back, sir.
Hello, sir. You're welcome back. We can hear
Sorry
you.
for the break, please. Sorry, please. Yeah. Is the slide available for the viewers, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, it's available. Sorry for the break, please. We just have to manage, please. Things will soon change. A quick one. How many minutes do you have for this presentation, please, so that we can know how to manage ourselves and when have time properly?
Your lecture has 40 minutes.
How many? How many minutes?
You have 40 minutes for the lecture.
40, okay. So that we don't waste, so that we don't overuse the resource. All right. Good. Okoro Saye defines education as social creation designed to meet the specific needs of any of a society at any particular point in time, which means there is a target. If we are talking of education, there is a target for the need which we want to make. However, Nwala defined education as formal or informal, which is a recognized method whereby a person acquires most of his ideas, beliefs, and attitudes. That's Nwala's view. So the education could be formal or informal. And Samuel Chukwuemeka, in the long run, defined education as the process of giving and receiving systematic enlightenment. Next slide, please. Are we on the same page? All right,
yes, sir. You can go on, sir.
Okay, good. Now, if we look at education, we now need to look at the roles of education. Because if we say there is a deficiency in something, that means we're expecting something, but we are not getting it. What do we expect education to do for us? The roles. One, personal development. If we take a child, for instance, we develop his mind from empty slate. He doesn't know anything when he was born, but he is educated and built to inculcate certain values to develop his mind. That's personality development. For social development, there are social value skills, which may not even be tied to mathematics, agriculture, chemistry, physics, but this is tied to the skills, cultures of a particular society. There are other educational perspectives we could look at: knowledge acquisition, career selection, and value placement and patriotism. All this we can inculcate into a particular child or a person. Next, please. Now, what is the educational system? On the next slide, we have educational system. If we look at education, we want to bring out something in person. That means we need to create a system. So a system is defined as encompassment of many components working together to achieve a goal, which means education system refers to economic and social factors that constitute the school towards its purposeful meaning. In an educational system, we can't say school is only the education. I mean, what makes the system? The lecturers, the teachers, the cleaners, all workers in the school, the apparatus, the gadgets, the educational gadgets they have, even the buildings in the school. So all this makes what the educational system is. Now, we look at, on the next slide, we look at Nigeria educational system and the structure. Looking at the educational system in Nigeria, the government, at a particular point in time, they woke up, they gave us this 3-3-4 system. 6 years at primary school, 3 years at junior secondary school, 3 more years at the senior secondary school, and finally, 4 years in the university or polytechnic, which may even get to X number of years in the long run. The structure, we have the pre-primary, primary education, the secondary education, and the tertiary education. These are the educational systems and the structures we have in Nigeria. Are we together, please?
Yes, sir. We are with you, sir.
Now we have looked at the educational system. What is deficiency? Deficiency also is derived from the Latin word deficere, to lack or fail in something. That's the meaning of the Latin word, deficere. So this is where the English word is coined from. Cambridge Dictionary has defined deficiency as a state of not having or not having enough of something that is needed, which means someone needs something, but is not having it at all or not having enough. That is what Cambridge Dictionary has defined education to be. Collins English Dictionary does not fail to define deficiency also in something, especially something that your body needs, but is not having enough of it. A deficiency that someone or something has is weakness or imperfection in them. So with the definition of educational system and deficiency now, if you are now talking of educational deficiency, we now know better what we are talking about, which means there's a need in an educational system, but that need is failing or is lacking, partly or wholly. Now, on the next slide, we now look at the Nigerian educational deficiency. Very interesting. This is a known problem. We don't need an oracle to tell us that there is educational deficiency in Nigeria. Let's look at what United Nations says. In 2022, UNICEF says 70% of school children in Nigeria are not benefiting from quality education. Quality education in quote. This assertion is not from Nigeria, but it's UNICEF. This is based on their research, recent research, 2022. According to the World Bank, also delivered by the LDDOP, it says Nigeria is experiencing learning poverty. You can see that's what World Bank times educational deficiency in Nigeria, learning poverty, which means poverty is not only attributed to money or finance. So the World Bank has termed Nigerian educational systems as learning poverty, which means we are poor in our educational system, which means 70% of 10 years old cannot understand a simple sentence or perform basic numeracy task. This is what they say, which is what World Bank expects of a 10-year-old by their sample. If you look at this arithmetic is also on the next, in 2014, out of 1.6 million candidates who sat for the examination, which is WAEC, only 529, representing just 31%, could obtain credits in 5 subjects and above, not up to 50. And the 5 subjects included mathematics and English. This is disturbing, which means we have 68.72% failure. Statistically, 31.28 success, 68.72 failure. This is not a very interesting result. And what has caused this? We'll see what has caused this. Sorry, please. Just try to pull something from the laptop, please. Okay. Causes of deficiency. Are we together, please? Hello?
Yes, sir, we are with you,
Okay,
sir.
I just need to find out that I'm the same place. On this slide, we have causes of deficiency. Because if we now look, before we look at way forward, we need to look at problem. What's the problem? We have seen that we have problems in Nigeria. Educational deficiency in Nigeria, failure in educational system, failure in what we're expecting from our students, our pupils, our graduates, but they are failing. So, no, previous. All right, good, thanks. Now, the first one is the infrastructural decay. If we look at the building, the classroom charge and the teaching learning aids, these are poor. If we go to schools, even the private schools, some private schools, you go there, they are managing their infrastructural items. So a child that is coming to school, that got to school, but the environment is not too conducive for him or her to learn, then there's a problem. He's not interested in learning. So we can't compare the environment where we learn here with other environments outside Nigeria. This is why people are running outside Nigeria to go and get their education. People go to UK, US, Canada to get their education. So, high tuition fee in Nigeria today we have increasing tuition fees. For parents to send pupils to school, they spend more. In the long run, parents take their pupils to very, very cheap institutions. Starting from the nursery and primary school, pupils are not getting what they should get because it's costly. Here in Nigeria, it's not, we use that it's costly in Nigeria due to the environment where we are. So tuition fee is another factor which causes deficiency in our educational system. Now there's a nepotism in admission or recruitment. There's favoritism in recruiting the teachers that will teach the pupils or the lecturer that will handle the students. And also there's unfairness also in admitting students or pupils. A student that that the institution has found out that he or she is not fit for admission, but they will give him or her admission, even place him or her on a course which he or she is not fit to run. So there is nepotism, there is favoritism, there is unfairness in the way we handle admission and recruitment of staff in our institutions. Cultism, students are feared and felt powerful. In Nigeria, it has become a grounding practice for students to create group within the educational system with secret society, another secret system within a system, within the school system, and they are feared. People fear them and they felt powerful. So with this, they will think they can do and undo within the school system, and in the long run, they will not face what they have gone for. This is a big cause for deficiency in this educational system. Then this follow corruption also. Malpractices in examinations, fund embezzlement, and misappropriation. Even soon nowadays, years back, federal government will wake up, state government will wake up, they want to audit educational system. They want to audit institutions. Private educators will wake up, they want to audit their educational system. Why? There is corruption. The money earmarked for what should be done within the school will be diverted for another purpose. So there will be problem in giving what we want to the students or to the pupils. Then teachers short payments. The educational system has suffered in Nigeria. Why? Because they don't pay the teachers well. I was discussing with a prospective teachers today when we are negotiating in this recruitment. He was telling me this is a problem. I was sharing his experience. He was telling me this is the problem we have in Nigeria with teachers or within the educational system. They are not well paid. So, and nowadays we'll see federal government and ASU being at loggerhead. They should give us this, they should give us that. In the long run, government will be posting them, they will do this, they will attend to their needs in phases. They will do this year 1 year, so in the long run, they won't do anything. So there is greed on the part of the educators or the owner of the educational system also. On the next slide, the causes are just too numerous, but we'll just quickly take the cogent ones. The school curriculum we use, the old textbooks, I could imagine a school still using, there's this book I came across, Brighter Grammar. The Brighter Grammar is a very old textbook for English. Although the new editions are available, but if you get a school where they're still using this old textbook, it's not welcome at all. So this will cause failure. Let's take two schools statistically as samples. One is using the latest textbook, the other school is using the whole textbook. They will write the same way, they will write the same exam. So what do we expect? There will be failure, there will be deficiency in one educational system, which may not occur in another system. And we find out in our tertiary educational systems also, especially the technical institutions, they will be running courses which are very, very outdated. I could imagine a computer science department of an institution are still running COBOL or Fortran as programming languages for students in the school, when even the non-school leavers are eager to learn Python. Nowadays, we have COBOL, Fortran in the educational system, very outdated. Teachers go on strike also because the educators or the governments, they are greedy. They don't give what belongs to teachers or the lecturers to them. So they go on strike. As you strike 1 year, I could imagine if a student is at home for 1 year, the last strike, which they just called up last year, they were at home for 1 year. So what do we expect? The brain is dormant already. So by the time the students go back to school and they say, okay, we are starting exam now, what do we expect them to write? So it's a problem. On the part of funding, we don't have enough funding for smooth running of the educational system. This from all educators, including the federal government. They don't earmark enough funds for running the educational system. And this translates also in the teachers also in managing the class or the classrooms. They feel reluctant to deliver what they should deliver. We have poor classroom management. Teachers, they don't have the ability to control and monitor the class. And also the technological headache. This is another big problem in Nigeria. With the emergence of telephones and technological gadgets, telephones can be used for good things or bad things. Nowadays, we have students, even the secondary school students, they have telephones. This telephone is supposed to be used to help them in their education, but it's used somewhere. Assuming a university student who has the telephone, but it's not using it for what it's used for, but it's using for Yahoo in quotes. I'll put it in quotes. To get contact with Oyibos, to get contact with friends outside Nigeria to make money. So it's not using it technologically. So this is another problem. I call that technological headache. On the next one here, poor enrollment. Few children are enrolled as what the outcome of UNICEF research. We don't have, especially in the north. If not now that, they are going to school now. Before, even currently, the statistics is not still favorable on the, in the northern part of Nigeria. Not many people are enrolled in the school. And the reading culture also, they don't know how to read because over there, you beg kids to go to school, even in the southern part here, although the issue in the southern part here is not as pronounced as over there. So the reading culture is poor, and also poor labor market, no competent and able candidates. If the students say, oh, even when finishing the school, what are we going to be doing? What job do we have? So they feel reluctant to even pursue the education. So is a problem in there. Now, we have seen problems, but these are the consequences of the deficiency. By the time we have problems, what are the consequences? What will come out of this? No succession. We have organizations, we have funders. We're expecting grounded students to pass out from school to come and take over, but no student to recruit, no employable candidates to recruit to come and do what to come and take up what someone is doing. So there's poor succession. The labor market is poor and everything is shambles. If you employ a graduate today, what do we expect from him? So it's a very big problematic consequence. And also there's social divide. The social integration is not achievable. We have a student who has gone to UK to go and acquire his education, another one in Nigeria. So there's a division in that social system. There's a division. So we have a graduate from North, a graduate from Southern part of Nigeria. They don't have the same level of education and they want to pursue the same employment. So it's a problem. Longer time. With the deficiencies in the school system, strike and action, no enough materials, who is going on strike, teachers on strike, it takes more time. A course that will have taken 3 years or 4 years, it's taking 7 years. So it's a very big deficiency in the system also. Next, please. Are we on track? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. We are still with you.
We can hear you, sir.
Is the screen visible here?
No, sir.
Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up, please. Oops.
Am I on point?
Are we there?
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Is the screen up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Right, thank you. Just a sec, please. Hurry up. Oh, his internet is poor. It's coming back. Let's put up the PowerPoint, please.
Okay, sir.
All right. Okay, thank you. Good. We have seen the problems. We have seen the consequences of the problems. So we are now on the way forward. It is from the problem and the consequences we will get the way forward. We have defined that there is no enough funding. So we need government or the educators to put more funding, to pump more fund for school running, and also provision of equipment and tools, teaching and learning aids. We should expect our institutions, both at all levels, to be technologically inclined so that learning will be very, very easy and will be easier for students. And also there should be constant review of educational curriculum, not using old syllabuses. Even if it should be done every year. At the end of a session, or at the end of 2 semesters, institutions, the curriculum should be vetted and reviewed to meet the current stage and the current trend, so that we'll be at par with students outside Nigeria. Recruitment and admission should be thorough. There should not be favoritism in recruiting teachers. And teachers management, teachers need to be supervised and controlled for effective delivery. That's on the part of teachers. Next, please. What is missing in most all systems, not only in the educational system, is the research and development. Research and development indicates that it is not until we have problem that will be proposing solutions to envisaging or envisage the problem. If envisaging is a problem, then we should take measures ab initio before the problem comes. So there should be research and development units in all educational systems to be looking at unforeseen problems in schools, encourage strike actions. We should develop habits among teachers, within the teachers, not to be going on track, even if there's any lapses on the part of government or the educators. And anti-cult, it is pertinent for school authority to enlighten the student on cultism. Religious activity should also be inculcated so that people, the students, the teachers, they will know the negative effect of this cultism. No positive effect of cultism anyway. And also teachers not like to be reviewed. Teachers need to be treated well so that they will have better delivery for the students. Next. Bring justice to this topic. We are going to do justice to this topic, the way forward. The role of school authority cannot be overlooked in bringing back and sustaining the dilapidated system. The system has fallen. So, even if we are saying we are pumping fund, no matter how much fund the government and financiers push, no matter how good the policies are, no matter how cooperating the parents are, the teachers, because we have several stakeholders, the parents, the teachers, the government, they have takes in all of this. No matter what they do, the school authority, let's say, for example, in a school, a kid leaves home 7 o'clock, for example, or 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's almost half day. He spends more time in the school during the school session. So no matter how much fund the government pushes, no matter how good the policies are, the school authorities still have more to do, because that's where the system resides. So it is for us to tax the education system more on this, because even if we pump more money to the school, which is what the federal government, sometimes you hear the federal government, the educational budget is this, the educational budget is that. In the long run, the petroleum trust fund, educational trust fund is this is this. In the long run, if you get to the school is still dilapidated. We are not getting what we want. We are not getting we still have failures. So the school authority has more to do than any of this. Even if the government has done its own part, the teachers has done its own part, the parents has done, the school authority, the educators, the owner of the school, which is Minister of Education, the founder of the schools, etc., they have great impact in reviving the dilapidated educational system in Nigeria. Next. Doing justice to this topic, we have seen that it is the onus rests much on the school authority. If the government, there is no budget they will do that, there will be no educational portion or ratio. But how is it utilized? From experience, I could gather, okay, from schools, 2 schools, names are not to be mentioned anyway, they were probing them to come and explain. They are my previous schools, to come and explain how they spend money. And if the government has given them money and how they spend the money could not be answered, then there's a problem. So what are we expecting from the school? And even if good policies, Minister of Education has said this and that, if they are saying, okay, don't let pupils less than 17 or 18 years write WAEC or SSC. So the authority, the government will not go to all schools now. So the school authority can bypass all these policies just to favor them. So, and in the long run, there will be failures in our educational systems. So all this put together, which is why I like the organizers of this forum by putting this to the end, because this is more is on the side of the school, from the experience, from what I've seen. Even from the school systems we run, but if you say you earmark this, you put fine chairs, good board, computers in there, the school authorities, those people you assign to be monitoring the system, what are they doing? In the long run, you see there are minute failures, which are not up to what we have at higher levels, but we still have failures. And this is even more prominent in the government schools. The failures are not as big as we have in the private institutions, because they are profit making. They want to make profit. So they take this more important within the system, unlike the state government or the federal government. So it's not, they are not looking at profit-making system. The government is just pumping money. So in the final analysis, however, I will task the school authority to be versatile and to be more prominent in the way they manage the schools, so that our pupils, our students will have better hand by the time they leave school and they are going to the labor market. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your time.
You have questions from the...
It's good. We have even now questions, contributions.
Questions and contributions. Let us see your hand, or you put your question in the comment section.
If they don't have questions, I have questions.
Okay.
Then
Let us have questions for us.
I have their questions first.
Okay.
I have just 4 questions.
Okay. I have a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, during your concluding part, sir, you talked about even if the school authority put some good things in place as a structurally, but the personnel that are in charge to monitor those things, the way they are used, the way they are maintained, they are also failing. What are now the way forward? Because if they are failing, then definitely there is no way you can achieve other things. If they are failing in deciding their duty in monitoring the structural things, then the educational system, just like the way the quality of education they offer to their students or pupils, will also be compromised.
Yes.
So what are now the way forward in that area? Because it is not only applicable to the educational system.
Not only the educational system.
Even, all our employees in different firms, that is what they do. Okay. Inefficiency.
Right.
So lack of commitment.
Yes.
They are not motivated to discharge what they are being paid for.
Yeah.
And it is a challenge across board.
It is.
I don't know the way forward on that, sir.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I recollect during my MBA class. This is, you see, when we say management is just, people will be thinking management is just to you are poor, or you are, people used to interpret the word management. Management encompasses assignment of resources, roles. When you are given roles, you employ a medical doctor in an institution, for example. So that's assignment. You gave him a job. The final part, which is not looked at by most organizations, by most schools, is control. Control entails checking what they expected and what we are expecting and they achieved. They expected and they achieved. The two side by side. That is how we can measure the system. But we have given a job to someone. We are not evaluating the system. There's no evaluation. Evaluation and have you done? So if we are evaluating, we'll be able to compare. If we are evaluating, we'll be able to compare what we're expecting from this person and what are we getting from this. Be able to benchmark the two. This is what is prominent in project management. If you are given a project to do, okay, this is what we're expecting. Yeah, I mean stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 to stage N. And now benchmarking what we have gotten. So if we are giving a student, for example, okay, this is what we want a staff to do, or this one we want someone what has been done. Evaluation means benchmarking what we're expecting with what we have gotten. But everybody is busy nowadays. Nobody earmark times to do evaluation. It is when we evaluate that there's a gap, then we'll now be able to control the system. But if we don't evaluate, we won't be able to control the system. Everybody will just be doing whatever he likes. So that part in management is failing in all systems. In all systems nowadays. You assign resources, you employ, you give resources, you give, for example, a driver that you employ, you give him a motor, you buy fuel, you do. We need to benchmark what has been achieved. This is what is practicable in manufacturing organizations, manufacturing companies. When they employ a marketer will say, okay, you must give or you must sell 1,000 units of products within first quarter of the year. So that's a target. Or bankers will say, go and bring 10 billion naira from whoever. So on the first quarter, they will now do evaluation. How much have we asked you to bring and how much have you brought? So it is evaluation we need to employ to checkmate this. Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, we are with you, sir.
Yes. So that's it is evaluation. Evaluation. We need to evaluate the system. Any other question, please?
I want to know is raising his hand.
Okay.
Yes.
Mute your mic and speak, please.
Oh. Good evening, sir. Honorable speaker.
Good evening, sir.
And kudos to you on this great presentation.
Thank you.
When you are talking about, okay, I have two things. So I may say it's my contribution. Then the question may generate from it.
Right.
When you are talking about causes of the deficiency in education in Nigeria. So I want to ask, is the proliferation of private school in Nigeria not one of the major causes of deficiency in the educational system?
Okay.
What I mean by the reason be that most of these private schools, so they are not capable of employing qualified teacher.
Okay.
They cannot provide the learning environment to the students.
Okay.
All what they need, they're the cheap one. The purpose is just to make profit, to become rich. And then, you know, the public school, if one is cited here, you may get to like 1 kilometer before getting another one. So people now think about what's near to them, what they can get around them. And these private schools are all nearly every street.
Everywhere, yes.
So now, is this not the one of the major problems? So far, because we see some school.
Okay.
At Ilefe, I can see many.
All right.
Some school, the curriculum in primary 3 in one school is the curriculum in primary 4 in another school. The same turn.
Okay.
The same state.
Okay.
So that's one.
Okay.
Then another one in the way forward. I think everything is not limited to government, the school alone.
No.
The old students of a particular institution, they also have a role to play. Like innovation of building, this building, we have to renovate it. If they can't build the new one, the lady students are there, so one can provide help. That okay, in my name or the name of my company, I can able to sponsor 3 or 4 students yearly.
Yes.
So that one is there. Then library.
Okay.
The quality of library, there's no books there.
Okay.
I get to some and I discovered that this place library, no textbooks. So the old student can help in doing this. If you don't I've passed I pass out and I pass out, so I'm less concerned about the school again. If you all take it so serious, so I think the old students also have a lot to do in helping the education system in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Very good observation, very good point. Now, when I was talking about the causes of deficiency, my brother has brought a point: proliferation of private schools. No, it does not cause a deficiency. It is still an evaluation problem we have with the federal government or the state government. No school should emerge unless it is registered and it is being controlled and monitored and evaluated by the state government or by the federal government. But today, the government is failing on that aspect. That's the problem. So if we have any deficiency problem via the private school, it is the government, the state government or the federal government. Because if let's see the government alone, the Nigeria system we have, government alone cannot take up the educational system, running of educational system in Nigeria. It's not possible. However, if government wants to do it, they can do it. But that's the way we are in this country. Okay. So proliferation or emergency of private school, many private schools here and there, mushroom private schools, big private schools, is because they are not checked. They are not checked. Even if the government authority, by the time let's say, for example, in the locality, local government area, we have 100 private schools. The LIE, local inspectors, the LIE, the educational inspector, they're supposed to be going to these schools. That's what they are employed for. And that's what they are being paid for. The commissioner of education of each state, they are aware that they have LIE within the educational system in the state. So they are supposed to be visiting these schools unaware so that they can go and monitor what the system is, what system they are running. Because when you want to establish a school, they would say, okay, this is what you should be doing. So in evaluation, the evaluation is missing for the federal government and for the state government to checkmate and to control what the school systems with what the private schools are offering. This is the same thing. Let's look at the petroleum sector now. Right? Dangote refinery is there. But what is happening now? It has not started working. It's because government they are behind this more than the educational system. What does it take Dangote refinery to have started working since all these days? But the government is very, very curious about what Dangote refinery wants to deliver, so that it doesn't compromise what they want to deliver in the 4 dead refineries they have also. So it is the same evaluation system they are doing in the petroleum sector that's supposed to be done in the educational sector also. But that is missing the educational sector. It's not a problem. It's not a problem if we have private participants in a system and it is being monitored well by the government. Look at the power system also. IBDC, the power, Lagos State has its own, Ondo State has its own, your state has its own. That is not well managed. So we have private participants in the power sector also, but the government is not managing this system very well. There is no evaluation. The evaluation system is missing within the old system they manage. That's what is causing this. Now, the old students, we can't leave everything for the school authority, for governments. You know, in the system, they say it's all about give. It's all about take. When you take something also, you come back to where you have passed out to come and put legacy down there, so that, okay, there's no, what they need here is an educational system, educational gadgets library with computer system. They buy books for them. It is in the olden days we have alumni having good impact in schools. Nowadays, they are not as prominent, as pronounced as we have then. I could remember when we were in secondary schools, alumni, they will come, they will do gates, they will beautify the school, they will paint the schools. But nowadays, all these are not gotten within the school system. So in fact, this is, we need to, this always should be gendering up graduates who passed out, so that they can create groups or forums, so that they can know what to do to their school, no matter how small it is. Even if it is 10 units of books or 10 copies of books purchased, take this to the library. It will still be there, and the books will be useful for the students or the pupils in the school. So thank you very much for your contribution on this the alumni system. The alumni also, they have good impact to do in the failing system. And what used to be obtainable previously in the olden days, The alumni, they organize their lectures for pupils, for students, to enlighten them on what they are coming to see outside the school when they pass out. But nowadays, that is not there again. You know, the alumni, they are working. They see they have moved between. They have left the gown for town. They have dropped their gown. They are now in the town. They see better what is happening. So they're supposed to be coming to school seldomly to educate the pupils or the students also, so that to prepare them for what they are going to face in, when they come out of Ghana also. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Do you still have any question for the lecturer? Okay, I want to a little bit talk about what we just discussed now. Right. Mr. Otude asked that the proliferation of private schools is not causing a deficiency in the government educational system.
Right.
To me, I see the proliferation of private schools as a blessing to the nation. Because if not because there is a problem in the government schools, the private will not try. Firstly, our population. The number of government institutions we have,
they
can never accommodate our population.
Yeah.
Someone like me now, I go to 2 private institutions when it comes to my tertiary level.
Okay.
If I've been waiting that I want to go to government, I might have not finished either of the certificates now. So to me, I see that as a blessing because there is a problem with the government. They are not establishing more schools to accommodate the population, and private are coming up. And this is also applicable in other sectors too, not only in education.
Not only.
Look at hospitals. Yes. If you are relying on government hospitals, I believe death rate per day will be as if there's a pandemic.
That is it.
Also, let us look at water corporation. When we were still growing up, there used to be water supply by government along the streets. System. But nowadays, there's no water again. It is now borehole. So many borehole companies are just over there. So may God help us. It is a function of everybody, not only the government. At every level, we need to contribute our own quota. So once again, we appreciate our lecturer.
Thank you.
Were you saying something, sir?
Yeah. I think.
But you said you have some questions. Can we just have the questions, sir?
Thank you for that contribution also. All right. Hello?
Hello, we are with you, sir.
All right. I say thanks, Mr. Babatunde Odelele, for that contribution. I appreciate everyone. Is there any other question, please?
No other question, but you said you have about 4 questions for us.
Yeah. No. The 4 questions has turned to 2.
Okay. So
the question is on the alumni. The question is on the alumni, but you've tackled yourself. Okay. So because I wanted to ask, the question was to ask, among the audience here, what's our participation in giving back to our schools? So, so if we are not doing that, please let us try and do that. Hello?
We are with you, sir.
So if we are not been doing that, let us do that. Now, my question goes with us. For the educational system in Nigeria, what do you think will happen if the federal government says they are going to take up all schools and make educational system free at all levels? Is that feasible?
For now, I don't think that is feasible, and I don't think they will have the capacity to even do that.
What capacity? What capacity are we talking about?
They don't have. I don't think they can do it. I don't think they can do it with the way they are running this system, this government in the nation.
Okay.
They just give us promises that cannot be fulfilled.
Okay.
Now, I believe 2 months ago, all the federal government schools, they've increased their tuition fees.
Correct.
No, even in your district, you said high tuition fee. So they are already creating gap. If not for the private school, like I just want to tackle my friend, that schools everywhere, private school. I actually have done justice to that. If not for them, if not for them, some of us will be graduating at the age of 40. Right. Because you even made mention of a year strike last year. Now, add that, the system was about 4 years. For those of us that are doing medical, which is about 7 years. Yes. Couple, if you add those years of strike, that should be about 10, 14 years when we are not doing this thing, consultanship in medical. So you'll be spending 10, 12 years just to run a 6 years course. So for now, I don't think the government can do that because the corruption in this nation has eaten everybody. Let me not exclude myself or any member of my family. Every aspect of this nation, corruption has eaten us. Even if federal government disperse money, before it gets to the right source where the money needs to be used, they will have butcher and do some doctoring and unnecessary mathematics on it before it gets there. So these are one of those things. So for now, well, I don't know if some prophets, angelic prophets, will come down and help us. But I believe one way or the other, we ourselves, as we are going up, we can at least, by the time we raise up issues like this, maybe somebody somewhere can just pick it up and help. Because I believe our educational system has already fallen. Let us not deceive ourselves. Okay. Let us not deceive ourselves. When it comes to the issue of some certain things, there are even the issue of curriculum. I expect you, sir, I want some facts. Some of the curriculum they are using, like you said, is apart from outdated. Why will you still be running on the same program? When you can now let us use technology for example. Yeah. Those days it was Jaffa phone. Yes. When DSM comes into this nation. Yes, yes. But nowadays the whole thing we are moving to another level of technology. So why would we still be using those old curriculum? They know what is obtainable, but some people somewhere are just sabotaging some of these efforts. So may the Lord Almighty just help us. For now, if anybody said federal government will do this thing, let them resolve some other issues that for educational system. The only thing I think they can do in that regard is to put the proper thing in place. And no, even I don't for now. Research fund, I don't think any of us benefit from it. And if they just let it get research fund. Some of us have something we want to research to bring up this station, but there's no grant anywhere again. It's only when you know somebody that knows somebody that you can get some things done in this nation. I just pray the Lord Almighty will help us. Let me just rest it here, sir. All right, thank you. The next question is this. Hello? We are with you, sir. All right. Has anybody gotten educational loan from Nigeria 2 months ago? No, that is a 419 package now. No, don't say it's 419. Don't say it's 419. Okay? Because we don't. I want to know how effective that is with the students. I just
now, and I've not seen anybody that have gotten it.
I've not seen it.
Okay. Because I was telling my kids now there is educational fund. At least we benefit from the government. And my kid was telling that it's not everybody who give that I don't need educational loan. I say, why don't I need educational loans? A bit is government money now. So if I'm not there, I just want to find out if other students have been getting educational loan from the federal government.
For now, I've not come across anybody that says something of such. Then even we don't even know the method. Is it through bank directly or through institution? Because I expect it to come down to the institution directly, not going to bank and facing unnecessary.
Go to your school registrar.
So it should be through the school authority, not through bank. Because because what I had was maybe if it did through bank or something of such, and I think is another way of narrowing or choking somebody up. Why would you not need to go to bank it should be directed, the form or any of the documents should be sent down to each school. So that it will be much easier, at least. There's this thing, the school will ask a to admit, they will know the department and everything, and it will be much easier for them to know that the student is channeling such loan directly to the school, not going to the bank and another way, another thing, they will use it for maybe pushing other businesses somewhere else. May the Lord help.
Please, we have Mr. Lukman raising his hand. Mr. Lukman, you have the floor, sir.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am enjoying the direction of the conversation. I just felt there was need for me to chip in some information on the issue of the educational loan or the educational grant in which the president announced lately.
Okay.
For people who study the policy well, especially the document that carries that policy, I think it's a 17-page document. I think presently the document is being reviewed because it was discovered that there were a lot of errors, or I would not want to call it errors, but an unachievable,
unrealistic goals.
So, firstly, the loan did not say what the limit of that. Understand that based on the value placed on the guarantor, the loan will not.
Hello, sir. We didn't get you very well.
Mr.
What you said? The loan will not what?
I said based on the standard of loans, a loan will not be higher than the value of a guarantor. And it is assumed that the guarantor of that loan, who is to be one's parents, does not earn an aspect of 500,000.
Okay.
So if we run it into the salary scale of the federal government, please, can others mute their mind? Okay, good. If we run that criteria of maximum of 500,000 naira salary per annum into the scale of the federal government, you discover that a level 8 worker in the federal civil service or even in some state civil service is not qualified, or the child of such person is not qualified for that loan. So they discovered that if a level 8 earning, let's say 50,000 per month, let us say in the state, not in the federal now, going on with 50,000, at the end of the year, he has gone on with 600,000. So his or her children are not qualified for the loan.
Not at all.
So they eventually discovered that there was a need to adjust the base of the guarantor. There is a need to also consider the number of children per the standard of the loan. So presently, nothing is in operation about the loan.
It's very reviewed.
But behind the scene, there is a review on that particular policy.
Okay.
And so
they'll bring it out one day.
It's disheartening that one of the sponsor of that particular bill is someone who one will not expect to have done that.
Okay.
Someone many of us place in high esteem, which is the former speaker of the Ninth Assembly.
Yeah.
That is Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila.
Okay. Yeah.
So just that the criteria for the loan were much. I think the student who takes the loan must repay the loan in 2 years, according to that document.
In 2 years.
In 2 years.
Who repay the loan? The parents or the parents or the students?
2 years after graduation or before graduation.
Who is going to repay the loan? The parents or the students?
2 years after graduation. But people.
Then another thing I want to ask.
Let me add this. People raise an eyebrow on that. That if the person has not gotten a job for that 2 years, how does the person now pay that loan of 500,000, which they did not consider the interest rate of it. I know it will be a simple interest rate, which will most likely be 9%, and it will most likely be one to BOI, because no federal agency is empowered to use a loan except the bank. So it will surely go to a bank, most likely BOI. So I think that's what I have on that particular.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you very much for that contribution.
And whoever defaults is entitled to go to jail. If you default to pay that loan,
no, I will not even take not to not the talk of
you are
default.
entitled to go to jail. If you default, to pay that loan.
No, my brother. If you default, what happens?
You are entitled to go to a jail. I think there's a 6-month jail
To
term.
jail. Imagine. Look at them, eh? They did not take them to go to school. It's a scholarship or scholarship. You get them scholarship free. All right, may God help us.
Amen. Amen.
Right. Thank you very much. That's all what I have. Thanks very much. I appreciate everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. We really enjoyed the class. Yes.
Let me chip this in for you. Hello.
We are with you, sir.
My master's degree, I spent 5 years. I got 5 years. Two strike at different times. Now at the point, my supervisor went for sabbatical leave in US. No other supervisor to take care of my project.
Imagine.
So we have it's a big problem. 5 years. 1.5 years program come to 5 years. So I wish everyone well. With us.
Then let me take a quote
all
from our president.
By God's grace. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you, sir. Our president has discovered something.
What's that?
The person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
What's that?
He said, I think about 2 weeks ago, he said Nigeria does not lack human resources.
All right, good.
We do not lack natural resources.
Good.
We are blessed.
Good.
Just that we lack managerial resources and leadership skills.
He has just gotten that. Okay.
The government schools, they cannot manage.
Mm-hmm.
Government hospitals, they cannot manage. Most government sectors, they cannot manage.
Oh, God. It's alarming.
So, in fact, if they can sort that, I think they can take up every other sector and make them deliver.
Yes. Go
so once again, we appreciate you, sir.
We'll be praying for them.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Are we free to share your slides, sir?
Yeah, sure. Please.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Then our members will visit it to show appreciation for this lecture, sir. Really appreciate you, and we thank you. May God thank you for us. God bless you, sir.
Okay. God bless everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you all next week.